There is this AI-generated nostalgia bait video that has now reached 27 million views on X over the weekend. A message from the 1980s. You know the 80s miss you, right? And the entire tone of this video is off-putting. If you really feel nostalgia for the 80s, you can actually just watch John Hughes movies and call it a day. I don't think we need this on our timelines. But yeah, let's take a look.
All right, here we go.
You know the 80s miss you, right?
Let me guess. No one even talks face to face anymore.
Here?
Song's gonna get us copyrighted.
We're out until the streetlights come on. You should stay. The world feels real here. We've got mixtapes, Friday night diners, cruising down Burnside in your friend's Camaro. What's 2025 got?
Yo, what are you even doing in 2025? Out there, it looks like everyone's glued to their phones, chasing nothing. No
He just
block
looks like a
parties,
regular
no
Zoomer.
Friday night hangout.
Do you even remember
He just didn't have the haircut.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's just like every other. Like, if this was real, they would all look 40.
what it's like to really be here? Out here, time doesn't race. It breathes. And if you've forgotten that, then maybe that's why the 80s are...
See, the thing is, in the 80s, they didn't write flowery prose about what it was like to live in their time period.
No.
That's why the world is different now. By the way, I'm interjecting because the song is going to get us copyrighted if we don't pause intermittently.
calling you back.
Yo, you coming or what?
You don't get it. The 80s wasn't just about neon lights or mixtapes. It was
The
about...
women look accurate. Like, the men, I guess he's pretty close to what I imagine.
If you look at, like, you know, videos that were actually taken in the 1980s of high schoolers, they didn't look like this.
being here, actually being with people. No screens in your face, no noise from the future, just the moment. The 80s
Just
miss
people
you.
living in the
We all
moment,
do.
not a phone in sight.
Maybe it's time you came back. You know the 80s.
Okay, so the first reactions to this were basically saying it feels like the computer is trying to get me to myself.
Why is it that, like, whenever you see these AI videos, there's always fog? There's always fog everywhere.
It helps
Like,
mask
it's-
the mistakes that it
it's-
makes.
It's really true. Like, there was, like, one specific
I didn't see any
shot-
fingers.
No finger mistakes anywhere in here. This one, I'm like, it's always fog and perma-dusk.
I don't know. People who were growing up in the 80s, can you please fact check this for us? Was it foggy all the time?
I mean, I was not old enough to remember. I'd have been 4 by the time
Right.
the 80s came to an end. So.
Right. So you don't have living
No.
memory of this, but this was for all the Gen Xers out there who are doom scrolling on X and wanted to use this to dunk on the younger
It's just a
generations.
crap ton of layers he has on.
But this is how Zoomers dress now.
Yeah.
He would just need to shave the sides off of his haircut, and then it would be completely 2025 Zoomer. Like, this is just their look. Another response said, I don't love sharing AI, but I'm baffled by what the message is supposed to be here. Come back, we miss you is so sinister. Are people supposed to themselves and hope the other side is white 80s? So they read
Oh,
some
they
sort
made
of
they made it
racial dimension into it because the AI generated characters are all white. And it is true that the demographic makeup of the country was a far greater majority white in the 1980s. That is a fact.
I'm assuming this is a mall, but since the focus is so there's so much blur in the background, I can't tell.
Malls used to be, you know, social hubs for teenagers, and that isn't a thing anymore. Malls are dying out. They don't really have, like, places they hang out in person face to face because they don't need to anymore.
When I was on IRL last week, the lady, she was really nice, and she's got like 3 kids. She said they're all Zoomers and they actually like going to the mall. Like, it's becoming a hub again, and whenever me and Olivia go to the mall, it seems like it's mostly people that are probably Gen Z. Like, it feels like it skips generations. Like, I don't see any Gen Xers there, but it's
So teenagers who actually have their driver's license?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you see Zoomers out in public, especially at a mall or wherever you are looking at the statistical minority. You are, because it's a selection bias. It's a selection bias. When you see Gen Z out in public socializing, you're not looking at the representative of Gen Z. You're looking at the portion of Gen Z that actually interacts with each other.
It's like the video of the mime stopping the dads for being bad people for not helping their wives carry the bags. What you're not seeing is the 55 other examples of the guys carrying the bags for the family.
Is there a sequel?
This is the 90s.
Oh, great. Let's see.
Never really left you? Do you think maybe the 90s never really left you? Like, deep
She's not
down,
wearing the
this is
90s
still your
makeup.
world. The mixtapes, the malls, the late night Nickelodeon glow. Maybe you just forgot for a while.
You're out there stressing about likes and followers. Here, we just live it.
Just listening to Nirvana right before Kurt Cobain killed himself.
Backyard hangouts, corner stores, blasting Nirvana on a scratch up CD. Trust me, the 90s miss you, bro. If the future's whack, it's because people traded soul for speed. Back in the
just more
90s, man,
diverse.
even silence had a heartbeat.
If you're watching this from the future, just know, these are the days we'll never
Oh,
get
she has
back.
the makeup.
She does?
She has the accurate 90s makeup.
The 90s, we're living them right now. I think maybe
Yeah, it is weirdly sinister.
Like, come to the other side. The AI is trying to...
Like if this was a movie, it would be a character who's like on the operating table about to die, and they're like, and there's like a character being like, "Come over to the other side.
Right?
It's okay to give in.
Super weird message.
It's not my time."
Yeah. One of the replies said, "It's funny how much of this stuff comes down to, in the past, people had friends. People have friends now. You just have to not be an antisocial weirdo who posts nostalgia videos on X all day. And, you know, that's true. Like, you can make the choice to go against the norm these days, go against the odds, especially as a teenager, and have a social life. But it takes more work, and it's prohibitively expensive, and these kids have helicopter parents. They are on a delay, and that's just the truth of the matter. So people are more nostalgic for a time when it was just the default that this was how we interacted with each other, not that you had to go out of your way and put in all of this extra effort to convince other people to leave the house with you.
And when the 2025 version of this comes out, it's going to be like, remember when you were online talking to real people and not clankers?
Right, yeah.
Then it'll be about dreaming of a time when you were communicating digitally with other humans.
I'm nostalgic for that already. I'm nostalgic for like the Wild West era of the internet.
Yep. All right.
We have a 20 from Grofty. Early 1960s, Los Angeles smog problems prompted early efforts with California enacting air pollution control laws. That's the foggy situations?
Okay.
Okay.
right.
Maybe the AI was accurate then. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about AI telling us to cross over to another dimension. It's already worrying enough that people are spiraling into AI-driven psychosis, and this isn't helping.
It would have been one thing if it was like, hey, this is the 80s. This is what it was like for us then. But this is like, come back to us.
And it's making comments that are putting you down for living in the time in which you live, which you have no control over. You should work harder to just make 2025 more survivable for you instead of being nostalgic impotently for a time that's never going to be recaptured. And times like the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s, they only could have been what they were because they were times of massive change that was happening incredibly quickly. You can't pause it. There's no existence of the 80s, 90s, or 2000s that could have just stayed the way it was.
There's like whole versions of these videos. It's like when people talk about, people imagine that like life before the internet, like the world was perfect and nothing bad ever happened. It's like they forget that there was a time when your parents didn't know whether they were going to die from a nuclear explosion and they were told to go sit under a freaking desk. As if that was going to do anything. The Cold War, communists, the spell. Like, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, somebody needs to make a movie about, like, just go through every other time in history, but put phones in there. Like, go through all of what happened during nuclear, when we were going against Russia, and just except you're getting updates on your phone about every committee meeting and every fight between the presidents and everything, and then suddenly the Berlin Wall comes down and you get a text on your phone about the fall of the
you get a news alert about it.
Like,
it's not that people think bad things didn't happen in the 80s, right? But we are constantly inundated with bad news at all times, and you can't even escape it by just putting your own phone away, because everyone else around you is on their own steady social media diet, and it is going to affect your interactions with the rest of society.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.